Hey kids, here we are, lesson 3, level 6, the choose your own adventures using the math.abs, the absolute value function. We've done A and B so far. Let's look at C, the score differences, where a basketball fan wants to create a visualization to show the difference between home and visiting team scores. So I guess we're going to use the theater class or the theater to do something with this. So let's see what happens. And usually I've looked at all these things, but I've looked at nothing in this. So in the theater runner class, there is a 1D array of integer values, which are the home scores. And there is a 1D array of integer values, which are the visitor scores. And they have created a basketball scene object called scene, which takes those two arrays, the home and the visitor arrays. My guess it's going to print out the difference, or we're going to do something with the difference and then display it as a graph. Kind of excited to see what's going to happen here, but we'll come back to this in a second. So let's look at the basketball scene. And so in the basketball scene, which extends the scene, there are the two private instance variables. They are both integer arrays, one for home scores, one for visiting scores. And here is the constructor. So we can see we pass them the home scores and visiting scores, just like we saw on the last page. And now I think we are going to have to do this, the get score difference. So let's see what we need to do. So in the basketball scene, we're going to write that method. And so let's see, I need to get the absolute value of the 1D array home scores minus the corresponding value of the visiting score. So I just want the difference. So I'm probably going to use a for loop. Then I need to return the 1D array containing the difference between each home score and the corresponding visiting score. So I just want the distance or the difference, and it's going to be an absolute value, so they're all going to be positive. So I'm going to create a new array that is going to be ints, and I will call this diffs, and this is going to be a new int array, and I want enough spaces to keep each difference in, so that I need to use the length of like the home scores. So I will go home scores dot length. And I just want to make sure I did that. Yep. Oh, not home score, home scores. I almost messed up. All right, so that's where I'll put all the stuff. So I need to use a traditional for loop because I'm going to put things in at certain spots. So for int I equals 0, I is less than home scores dot length, and then I plus plus, increment that by 1. What I want is I want the diffs at index I to be equal to the math.abs, and I want home scores minus visiting scores. So home scores at index I minus visiting scores at I. And then I just want to return this diffs array. So I think that's going to be okay there. I don't think I spelled anything wrong, but of course we'll always find out here in a second. So let's go down here to the theater runner. I'm going to need to pass it. I'm looking at the draw results method right now before I go back. I'm going to need to pass it these results. So I'm going to have to pass it the diffs. That's probably what I'm going to do. So let's go here to the theater runner class. Let's call the draw results method on that basketball scene object above. And then so scene dot draw, I wonder if I need to set it equal to something first. I wonder if let's see, draw results, and then I need the that array. Ooh, so let's see. Get score diff of the scene object. So I wonder if I did that. I need to make sure I'm doing this correctly, but let's see. Scene.get score diff. And that also takes, I think that also took, that takes nothing. It takes no parameter there. And then I think that's all I have to do. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Let's find out. It'll either work or it won't work. Don't feel really good about this, but oh, it did work. It did. Oh, I like how it did that. Let's try that again. I like that. It went through each one. So let's look over here and see what's happening. So so home score, visiting score. So here is the draw results method. So they're looping through the results, and the winner, they're getting the home scores index and the visiting score index, and they're drawing the text on the screen, drawing the visitor text, drawing the winner text. Got it. And then they're pausing to make it look like an animation, and the background is set to white. So they're clearing the background, setting it equal to white. So if I did this to like blue, or if I did this to pink and ran it, the background, it would, instead of being white, would be pink. There you go. Don't like that. I probably should have put that clear above it. But anyway, that is that. I think it worked, kids. Oh, should we run the test? I don't think it's going to like what I did. It did. I did not think it was going to like all this stuff here. I probably should have. I should have defined that on its own. I probably really should have gone something like int my diffs equals, and then I probably should have grabbed this. I think it would have been easier to read. And then I probably then should have put this my diffs here and run it. I think that might have been a little easier to read. But of course I screwed that up, didn't I? So I guess, yeah, of course, I screwed it up. So I should have just left it the way it was. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it anymore because I had it running once, so I'm happy. Oh, wait a minute. It's an array. So now that'll work. There you go. So it would have been better. I forgot the array symbol.